Welcome back to Nightingale's Motorcycles, Metal Finishers, Restorers. Today we're back on the TLR 200. Anyone new to the channel, if you're just watching this video, what we've been doing is, prior to Christmas, we've stripped down one of our mint TLR 200s, one of our own. We're just going to refresh it all, but we thought it'd be a good time to show you how we crack them down, what colour scheme we're doing, and at the end of it, it will be for sale possibly. It'd be thousands of pounds cheaper than it's cost to build this one, because it's one of our bikes we've had in development. We've done so many things, but we'll go through to the workshop and have a look. Right, so we'll have a quick catch up. So we've stripped it down completely, this engine. We've just put it together just as the casing's back on it, to show you what we've actually done to it. In another video, I'll crack the casings again to show you inside what we look for, and then we'll have the gearbox laid out and go through bearings and everything else. But remember, it's only a single cylinder engine, size of a peanut, not one of our 4s or 6s. There'll be a video tomorrow probably on something interesting with I think we've got another 3 cylinders added on. One a couple of weeks later, we'll have another 5 cylinders added on. So for this video though, we're back on track to show what we've done. The only thing we're changing is I've gone a bit off the side to the colour scheme. As you know, I was going to do the frame because the bike's in a blue Rothmans tank and seat unit, and it stood really well on this white frame, and we kind of like this zinc powdered finish and clear coated, and that's what I was going to do. So I'll tell you how we've changed that in a minute, but the first thing I'll do is we'll show you onto the engine how we've brought it back. You remember it was in white casing in ceramic coating. We'd polished it a couple of years ago, so now we've refreshed the casings, we've polished them, we've taken it back, and I'll explain how we've done that. So let's have a look where we're at and get a close-up on it. So this is stripped right back, polished. The only thing ferrous which we'll paint out is the clutch activator arm there. But the casings, if you look close up, back to brand spanking new. The cylinder, how it's taken back. So what we've done is we've polished the casings again, we've polished the cover, and we've polished the rocker cap. What we've decided to do then is we're going to alter a colour scheme. I'll just whip this off. Right, I think what we're going to do is also, if you look closely, you might see we've started to feather the fins off, flat them out. Because when we're painting this out now, then we'll take this back off, scratch it off, so it'll highlight the colour. So I think the colour we're going for now is we're going to go for a ceramic coating, obviously, petrol resistant, brake fluid resistant, high temperature coating on the inner casings. As I say, I'll just open these up on the next video and show you what we look for in inspecting on these little engines. And so we'll have black casing. So I think we'll be going for like a satin in between. It's quite a nice black because there's so many blacks we can have in ceramic coating. Then I think what we'll do here is we'll do a black base of the barrel. We'll highlight the fins, and then the top half yet just haven't decided, but as you can see, if you look at that finish, how good it is for brand, it looks brand spanking new. And this brings me back to when people ask me, can you, if you just do the top end, or can you just blast an engine complete? You can't, it's impossible. There's a lot goes on after this, because if we just break down how we do it, when we've done all this, for the purist, and it's right this, and I've said it in other videos, when you've got like a race engine or anything and people are blasting oxides, metal oxides into casings. So what we've done is, just to show you, when we took this in for blasting, the internals of these casings we masked off to the outside. So this outside, left and right, we've done in an oxide, like talcum powder, look. And if you just look in there, it's just got a bit of glass in it. Remember, this is dry, and what it does, it just puts a bit of life in that when we blast it. So for the inside, we've changed another cabinet we have, again a dry cabinet, totally different. So this is water soluble and it's soda, right? So there's no metal, no iron oxide. So purists are right when they say, you know, they get worried when people are blasting thing into housings, plus it's more gentle. By the way, when we blasted these, when you've got your crankshaft bearings, your gearbox bearings and that, your holders and your blind bearings, we blanked them inside with 14 caps. and then we've soldered the inside. Ultralight oxide again. We don't have anything nasty in here, and that's got us back to this. Taking the casings into Canning's polishing. We've polished these and the studs, polished the rocker, put one of our billets on. Now the only thing I'll be doing with this one on this video and carrying on, we are going to keep its original yokes on this. Now if you look at the standard of them now, look in the shine of them, they look quite nice, all done. So we'll have new bearings on. What only thing we're going to do with this cylinder head now, this is one of our original cylinder heads, the kind of stuff I do now and build. So what you've got in there, if we get close up here, and I'll just show you something again if you note it, when we put these heads together, this actual camshaft, I've ceramic coated this camshaft with one type of heat dispersant. If you see the valves, I've coated the valves in another high temperature ceramic coating, and I've just put the valves original there, just showing you the difference in the size. You know, when you had your bike standard and we're making it with one of our performance heads on it, which this has got, you see the difference in the size of the valve. So this is the inlet side, so that's the original one, and that's one of ours in ours. And then when you see the exhaust valve, and then the difference in size. So this head will ceramic coat the valves. We'll probably do camshaft again. The only thing I aren't doing on it, which we do on ours, it'll have your original cover on. We put one of these, but you can fit your own on our heads. So that's what you'll see on this machine. And then I did this yesterday. When we take them back, if you look close at this is for another cylinder head, which may be going out next week. I've ceramic coated that, and that's another heat transfer. That's to get it away from the top. It's not critical, it's just something in the workshop that we do, so you can see the final finish of it. And longevity we're going for that. So that's for our heads. But going back to this one, that's what we're going to have. We're just going to clean everything up, ceramic coat the valves, put it back together with new Honda or Vitten seals in it. It's on a standard bore, so we'll put a new piston in it, do a bit of ring gapping, on it out. As I say, it was perfect before we stripped this engine down. So close up again of this engine blasted back. So when people say about blasting stuff back, and just by adding, because it's so nice on the texture. So this is where we're at now, is a great key for ceramic coating. All we'll do once we've acetoned this will be a little bit of minor blasting to do again, and then we're ready to paint it when we decide the colours on that. So that's the engine. Next video I'll show you. I've just bolted it back together. I'll show you in half what we inspect and look for. We've already done that, but I'll show you in the video. That's showing you the kind of the bigger head on this one, same as ours we do now on the double bearing. They look lovely then when they're on. As I say, you can fit your standard cover onto that. So we'll go on to the frame. So the frame now, I powder coated this frame a couple of years ago. So we've decided we're just going to refresh it now. So when I mean refresh, I'm going to take the paint off it and do it again. And we're going to do it white again. This has had our head angle mod on it. It's had our footrest modification on it, which, as I say, we put on the beta inners, slip them on. They look cosmetically pleasing. And I think what we're going to do with this is, I think I'll take these back because I've altered a couple of things on it. The front engine plate, I'm going to do it in a powder chrome because we're thinking a colour scheme. And powder chrome on here. I think we'll do the hangers in a powder chrome, so you'll see them. The brake plate and the lever there, brake lever. We've just rebushed the brake arm just through there as well, which is a common thing for them going. So we're going to have a white colour scheme, the Rothmans tank. Now, when we come off this cylinder head, and we're in black with a bit of transfer lining and another colour here to take it out, polished chrome side casings, and then I think what we'll do is, as we bring the front pipe out, we'll polish that. And when it comes round, we're going to put this exhaust on, and I've vapor blasted this back. What we're going to do with this, I've decided we're going to put it to the polishing room. There's a couple of little scars on it. I'll take them out with diamonds, and we're going to polish this to this. I finished. So what we'll have is a nice polished exhaust, obviously some good quality shock absorbers on it. The wheels, 6 or 7 months ago, we took down, rimmed them, and actually put stainless steel spokes on them and tyres on them. And the bike's been used 4 times. So what we're going to do is buff the rim back up. I ceramic coated the hubs when it was down. Popular for a lot of the TLRs I do. I think that's probably called a black velvet. It's an in-between. But again, you know, heat-proof. It's also brake fluid petrol resistant, and it stands up to it. And I think then polish back up. So I'll have a front and rear wheel on it there, in that stainless spokes. We'll have them yokes. We'll have this engine put back together. Now, what I'm going to do in the engine is, I said to you about some of the things which go wrong in these things. And this kickstart unit mechanism was, we replaced this a year ago. Now, we can put them under a light, and if they haven't got cogs bearing and that they're grinding together and the teeth. But what we're doing is, because we keep them in stock brand new, genuine Honda, we'll put the spring and the 2 cogs in. I think we've put another gear lever shaft through this one as well. It'll have new bearings in it, new seals, new piston, be on standard bore. And as I say, we'll ring gap it up. One of our heads-ons, just a little bit of difference on the valves, on actually the tappet settings on these. No great thing to worry about. Seconds to adjust as usual. And then when it starts to get built up, now the fork legs, what we're going to do, because we're on a colour scheme, I'll just get them out again. So this bike, I ceramic coated these a year ago, put brand new stanchions in. I think we made a couple of tweaks inside at the time to the forks themselves, so they're brand spanking new. So we'll be sitting it on white, some polished yokes. We'll have the wheels in on them spokes, full tank and seat unit, polished exhaust, and a bit of chrome work. And I'll let you see the powder chrome. The only thing we've done is on the sump shield is, I did that in a Rothmans blue powder coat. It's up on shelf. I'll just get it off here. And it kind of sat really well, because I might just give it a refresh, but when we had the blue shield on it, it kind of just set the colour match off with a bit of blue. Also, we had a little bit of gold on this one, so when we put a nice flared mudguard on it and everything, we had a bit of a colour scheme going with the blue. This will be re-graphicked up, and new mudguards, front and rear, making it look a bit more modern. And that's it. That's with the colour scheme. But that shows you how you change, because it's like in any restoration. I've spoke to many on the phone lately, and had some great conversations, because you're starting your project off and it gives you some ideas with the colours and what we can do. And it makes no difference in here if you want a bit of chrome bling or a different colour. Put your touch on it, put your approach on your own bike, make it individual, because a lot of them tend to build them all the same. But yeah, so we've gone through them, all the rest of the bits, the engine. The next video on this will be, I'll just crack the engine, we'll have a gearbox down, and a few things we check out. Might have changed my mind with something by then, but I think that's what we're going to do. As I say, take that back down, recoat it, and go from there. So till the next TLR one, which will be running, we're on Tuesday now, Monday now, so we'll be running this for Thursday. So Thursday we'll do this one, and we'll show you the next part of it. So see you soon.